When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Dribble off deuce, ayy. That just might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Dribble off deuce, ayy. That just might work, ayy. That just might work.
Welcome back to another episode of the Michel Matters Podcast. I'm Jocks Michel.
And I'm Jackie Michelle.
Welcome back.
Hey guys.
Episode 54.
54. New setup today.
Yeah, something different.
Yes. All right, so let's get into it. What have we been doing?
The last 2 weeks. I gotta look at the list, to be honest.
Yes. So at least on a personal front, I signed up to be a big sister. So we'll see what that brings.
Yeah, they actually sent me an email for a reference, and I haven't returned that yet. So,
yes, so hopefully this
get that done this week.
Yeah,
actually, I got time. I got time this week, so I'll get that done.
I don't know if you want to tell them why or not.
I mean, yeah, I'm starting a new job, so
okay.
My last day was Friday, and I got some time off before I start my new job. So currently unemployed.
Okay. And then we had a spa night here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's been a busy 2 weeks.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We had a little spa night. It was supposed to be just me and my girls, but then 2 of them are also married. So I was like, all right, well, bring your husbands. I'll bring mine.
And I got, pulled into
but you liked
a spa day. Yeah, it was one of those things like before it started, I was like, okay, what you pulling me into? And then afterwards, like, all right, it wasn't that bad. I couldn't complain.
Yeah. And then it kind of turned into like a girls' night and a guys' night because they were outside.
Yeah.
And then we stayed inside. We were just all talking. It was really good.
Yeah, that was one of those, like, I'm usually not open to, I have my friends, I don't need more friends type deal, but that was actually really good. Good conversation. Yeah. And yeah, it's a good time. So
yes,
it actually worked out really good.
And then we went to a friend's birthday celebration. And it was,
early birthday celebration.
Yeah, early birthday celebration. And then it was called Cycle Party. So it was really cool. Basically, they drove us, but we also had to help them drive us on bike pedals.
I think it's all a scam.
I think they could drive it on their own.
To enhance the experience,
yeah.
You cycle. It's 14 people to 16 people fit on the actual vehicle.
Yeah.
Because one big bike, I guess you would say. And so it's like 7 on each side. And then there's like a buddy seat in the back. So you can put like 2 people. And it was dope. Like, you play music, go to bars, you drink.
Yeah.
Hit the next spot.
They took us to like 3 spots.
Yeah, 3 bars. It's a 2-hour time limit. And for me, I guess for like, you got a big group of people together, you tired of doing the same thing. That was a nice little trip. So.
Yeah, it was really cool. We filed our taxes.
Yes, shout out to Joy. Shout out to Joy.
So that's always a great experience.
Yeah.
If you haven't,
reach out to her if you want, and you can definitely go back and find our old episode with Joy too.
Yeah, we'll put it somewhere over here. And then Reverie is the company that I started. And it got some shine, so we were featured in Voyage Miami. Mm-hmm. So I'll put the link below, and yeah.
How did that feel?
I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not big on stuff like that. So
yes, but it was nice to see. Just the placements, the publishments. It's just the beginning.
Yeah,
we're going up from here. So.
Yes. So follow Reverie, and I'll put all the information. And then what else? For Valentine's Day, we watched The Photograph, which is the Issa Rae movie. The movie that Issa Rae came out with on Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And it was really good. It reminded me of like a 90s R&B music video if it was a movie.
Okay.
To me.
All right. I'm not mad at that. And for me, like, we don't really like celebrate Valentine's Day like that just because, it's the dramatization of love and all that stuff. Yeah. But that's the day the movie came out, so we ended up going. I I liked it. I stayed awake. Chick flick, but
why wouldn't you stay awake?
Because it's chick flick. Like, I could have easily, dozed off, hard day at work, then go do that. But it was actually decent. The story was good.
Yeah.
Support. So go watch the photograph. I think it was good.
Yes. And then we did get some comments on socials.
Okay.
You didn't have anything else to add for the last 2 weeks, right?
Nah, I think that was it, pretty much.
All right. So, this was a comment on Instagram. It was under a post. I had posted a snippet of our vlog, which we'll also link. And it was basically, I was asking, like, doesn't changing your meal order based on what the other person orders make sense? And so @_Misty Knight said, we always coordinate our meals, LOL, maximize the experience and try 2 different things. I completely agree.
I agree. Order what you want. But if I order the better meal, don't penalize me by eating all of it.
No, I'm not. I never eat all of it.
Oh.
I'm just saying I'm not going to order pancakes if you order waffles.
That's fine.
I'm not going to order chicken if you order turkey. Like,
But if your meal sucks, so we end up eating
that
my
never
meal.
happens. I always win.
That's not true.
@bo.soleil says, complete sense. Like, why would I order the salmon if you're getting it? Your plate is our plate.
I would never advise to order the same thing. But if your order isn't good and we end up just eating my order, that's not fair. I got penalized for being the better meal picker. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm just saying. If you you got to get on my level. You need to start ordering better things so that we can evenly swap. You know what I mean? Even swap, no swindle.
Okay.
So. Sure.
So you guys can subscribe and rate us on iTunes. You can leave comments on our YouTube videos or on SoundCloud or on the gram @Michel Matters or, I don't know, Twitter.
Oh, @Coach_JOX.
Yes. And if you want to support the podcast, you can look at some of our links that we're sponsored with for deals. And this episode, we're not going to have a current matter. We have a really great deep dive discussion with some single ladies. And yeah,
definitely check it out.
Let's move on.
All right.
All right, guys. So for this week's Michel Matter, we are talking to some single women about dating. And I feel like this is an interesting topic for me because I didn't really have much of a dating life. So I want to know what it's like today. So we have Giselle.
Hey, everyone.
Meghan.
Hello.
And Joelle.
You got to talk, Joelle.
I know. So, okay, I guess we'll start with, like, who are you? Tell the world something about yourself.
Yeah. For the single men out here watching.
No, for the audience.
Promote yourself. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
I feel like I'm on another dating app.
And what do you do?
Okay.
Oh, we're going to get to those. All right.
Who goes first?
You.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Giselle. I've known Jackie and Jox forever. Here, local, 28, living in South Florida. I work at FIU. I do communications for the Human Resources Department, and I also am an adjunct professor there too. So, pretty cool.
Nice.
Okay. Hi, I'm Meghan. I met Jackie at work.
Yes.
So I've recently moved here to Miami from New York. I've been here for 8 months. I work in the fashion industry. I work in textile development for a brand here in Miami.
I don't tell them. I don't
yeah.
No
So
free promo?
yeah, that's it. That's it. Passing it over.
Joelle, 29 years old, live in Miami my whole life. I've known Jackie and Jock long time, and I'm a correctional officer with the state. But, working on some other things. But yeah, I'm a correctional officer.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just going to be a fly on the wall. I got a couple questions, but I'm going to let y'all.
You have a lot of questions.
I do got some questions.
We're just gonna let the conversation flow, and you can fit your questions whenever you want.
All right, cool.
All right. So, how long have you guys been single? Are you guys dating? Is that something you're interested in? Like, what's your stance on dating? You guys can just Start.
Should we go in line? Because I feel like we all have a lot to say.
Yeah.
All right, you start.
Okay, so I've been single for 2 years.
Okay.
And it's interesting because I spent my whole adult life in relationships. So from 18 to 26, I always had a boyfriend. So, you know, with one guy I dated for 1 year, another guy I dated for 2 years, and then my most recent relationship was 4 years. And then we broke up, and then ever since then, I've just been single. And like the first year, it was really intentional for me to be single because I wanted to relearn myself, because being in a relationship for so long with the same person, you start getting into habits. So I had to kind of get out of that, and I wanted to really get back to healing from that relationship before I, you know, bring myself into another relationship. So I am open to dating now. I'm trying, like, I meet some guys, it's going well, and then you know how it goes, like, you know, just things happen. So the whole dating thing for the past like 6-7 months has been like back and forth, but I haven't really found anyone yet that I'm ready to be like, okay, let's take it to the next level.
Right.
Okay, so I've almost been single maybe 3.5 years. Okay. So like 2017, middle of the year. Definitely looking to date. I've been on dates, and I feel like I do have a consistent dating life. But I feel like the issue with dating nowadays is that everything is too accessible, so people don't have to commit to things.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm still very old school, where I don't just like jump into things and give myself to people. There are people who do, so it's easier for them to kind of just, I guess, cohabitate for a while, and then they just say, we've been cohabitating for a long time. Let's just make this something now. But I don't do the whole year or two just not knowing what things are.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's been a struggle for me, because I like to know what it is and like what my boundaries are, because I'm not the type of person that just like, you know, just goes about life not knowing what something is.
Yeah,
so I think that's the struggle. Yeah.
Interesting. But me, it's been hard.
Girl.
But like, seriously, like, I don't think I've really had a serious relationship, because it's freaking hard. And I'm like, at the beginning, like you said, it's like, it looked all easy breezy, and then you start knowing them a little more, you're like, hold up. And then I've always had a hard freaking time. Last year I was talking to someone, and like literally like for the first couple of weeks it was all and then I started knowing him a little more. I'm like, what was all this? When, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you try to give people a chance, and people will probably be like, oh, why you single? Like, you don't have a boyfriend, but you don't understand. It's hard out here, especially with our age. We're getting a little older in age, and it's just getting harder and harder. I don't know, like me, I don't know if I'm being too picky as far as being with somebody, but I know what I want. And I'm not going to settle for somebody just because I'm at that age where I should be.
Period.
You know, I'm at that age. I'm sure it's like at that age where people will be like, used to be married and have kids, but you don't know, do you want to settle for someone and be miserable?
Right.
Or do you want to be out there? I don't want to be 40 years old looking for someone, but at the same time, like, I don't want to be young and depressed because people think, oh, you need to have a boyfriend or whatever. So I had a hard time. It just, I don't know, Lord, please. if you're listening to me, there's something going on, but you know, I'm just not trying to settle for anything right now. So it's been kind of hard. So it is what it is. But yeah.
Speaking of, all right, so like everybody has like their list. I don't need the whole list. But what are like 3 things non-negotiable you gotta have if they want to date Joelle?
I can
Is
start.
that something?
I gotta think about it. I gotta think
She
about
got you ready.
I gotta think about that.
Because everybody got a list.
I have a list.
I used to have a really long list. And I would like pray over it and stuff like that, and you know, whatever. But I mean, I guess top 3 would just be like, they have to be God-fearing.
Okay.
They have to be financially stable, because I'm not taking care of anyone.
You knocked out like half the population.
What does financially stable look like?
As long as they can financially fend for themselves.
Okay.
So not like check to check
That's reasonable.
living. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like
do they need 20,000 in savings? Like, what does that look
Ooh.
like? Okay, I don't know.
Jackie pulling back.
Now we're 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all about
About
it.
to be.
Yeah, we're about to be. We're like that.
We're 30, so it's like credit matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look?
For me, financially stable is like you have a job that pays you on a consistent basis and that you can pay for your bare necessities. You know what I mean? Like, but yes, if you have a savings account, a good credit score, that's a bonus. But I also feel like in partnership, we can also help. I could help you get that other stuff.
For sure.
You know what I mean? If it was that. Because I do feel like everybody starts at a different place and like maybe you didn't have the same foundation or vice versa. Like, so those are things that can be fixed. But if you can at least pay for your living, then we're okay. That's a step. And then I guess for third, I don't know, they have to be attractive.
Okay. But that don't count.
That's fair.
But who dates an ugly person?
Some people do.
Joelle. No one's like, all right, I like her. I know she's not the best looking. Like, you always pick a person you think is at least attractive.
Yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder too.
Yeah,
so,
but
okay, then my third
No,
one,
I know what you mean.
If attractive is a freebie, then I would probably say that they have to be super passionate, like loving, passionate. I can't be with someone who's just like nothing excites them. Like I'm a super passionate person, so I need someone who is like cares about things, you know, or has emotions. So.
Good. Giselle next to
I don't know about
it's interesting because my list, I never had a list, and then when I got out of that 4-year relationship, that's when the list was like born, because I had the opportunity to say, okay, what is it that I like, what is it that I don't like, all of that stuff, right? So obviously the first thing is being a Christian, right? And wanting to have that active like Christian life, you know what I mean? Because you don't know how many guys I've met that are like, yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm like, oh, well, you go to church? Nah. And I'm like, okay.
That's important.
You know what I mean? So that's right. So that's important. Also, someone who's who can communicate well, because like it's. I never really realized how hard it is for people to communicate, especially in relationships. Like, because people are so worried about hurting feelings and all that stuff. And, like, across the board, that's going to happen in relationships. You know what I mean? But it's important that you're still able to communicate with me, you know, when something goes wrong. And then another thing that's a non-negotiable for me is someone that's selfless. Because there's a lot of people that are so selfish. And I kind of watch how they treat other people too, because if they're someone that's selfish and, you know, really all into themselves, then that's not going to change with me, right? Like, they're going to be that way with me, and I don't want to deal with someone who is a selfish person, because that's not who I am. So imagine, you know, then people start taking advantage, and then, you know, all that stuff. So I was like, nope, we're not doing that. So those are my top 3 non-negotiables.
That's good.
All right, Joelle, what's on you?
Me, family oriented. That's very important. Especially for me, you guys know, well, they know how close me and my family are. So that's very important for me. Personality, definitely, because I'm a very outgoing person. So I don't think I would be able to click with somebody that's kind of on the opposite spectrum of me. I don't know if we'll be able to, because you guys know how I am. So if somebody's very like introvert, like I don't know if it would. Do you think it would?
Sometimes you need that.
I know, but you know me, Zach.
Yeah, because Joelle's not shy, but Joelle's like,
come on,
she'll get up and start.
That's what I'm saying.
But imagine you with somebody that's always just sitting in the corner. Just
but he might let you have your shine. You
know
what I mean?
I know, but I need somebody that
need a partner that's gonna be
somebody that
that knows every dance.
like so family oriented and you know, like that. But I'm not sure about the last one, but probably Christian. I'll say the last one, because I would like somebody that's God-fearing, that would be able to help lead me, especially me. Like, I'm still struggling with my spiritual life. Like, so I think having a man like that would good for me. So,
I got many. I was just trying to.
What do you guys think is like the main, not main, but like, do you think career has interfered with dating life at all, or
I think it's just me.
This list.
I think.
You said it's you?
No, for me, I feel like no, it's not like me, but I feel like I'm the one that's kind of blocking it because I'm kind of putting these walls up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want
know
people
if
to get
it's
them.
like our city. Obviously, we live in Miami, so
Right.
It's like
you know the life here.
Exactly. So it's like
I'm trying to think of what could be.
I don't know. I'm just having a wall. Like it's just these people.
Like protecting
They're
yourself.
just not all there, and I'm just saying like they don't have anything to give for me. Like it's one thing to be able to hang out with somebody, but can you stimulate me
Yeah.
Right.
mentally? Can you do? It's just like I try to have conversations with people. I'm like, how old are you again? Like it doesn't feel like.
Like, what's your favorite?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. So it's just like.
Who cares?
So I don't know. It's like I feel
Even
like
ask
I'm talking to a child or something. Like I need some mental stimulation. I need. It's not all about just hanging out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. For me,
Okay.
that's what.
Do you think Miami is a cause or?
I've actually been told by a couple guys that like I'm too social and I go out too much.
Oh, you do.
And
But that's
that
not
is
You do
true.
like-
go out live,
and
bro.
I'm like,
come on, see their life.
Like,
You could come.
Like-
I don't understand.
but what I've also learned is that some of the guys that I've talked to, because I'm very extroverted, like very, very extroverted, and they're introverts. So it's kind of like I don't want to be out all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I get it. You
Yeah.
know, I get it.
It's just not what you want.
So
I feel you.
Well, for me, I don't know. I feel like I came from New York, which is a also highly populated city,
Yeah.
which I thought dating was hard there. And I thought coming to Miami would be easier, but I actually think Miami is harder.
Harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think
It
is a
is hard,
different
though.
breed of men or just the
I think
social life?
in New York, it was hard to date because people there were so about their career and their money that, like, you could walk down the street and a guy would look at you, but he still has to be somewhere, so he's not stopping.
right.
Here in Miami, guys either have nothing to offer, like, or like they're either. I don't want to be harsh.
No, I don't
No,
think you
because
got
the ones that have something to offer are taken.
They're taken. They're taken.
Let's be real.
They're either they like the super superficial girls.
Yeah.
Who really don't have anything to offer, and they're attracted to the girls who present their physical as their front street, and they're intimidated by girls who have a brain, or they're just trying to have fun. Like we're in this weird age group where I feel like people either got married super young, and then they're either coming up to divorce now,
Yeah.
or no,
Yeah.
seriously,
It's true.
or they were playing their whole, whatever, early
And they
20s,
wait
30s,
till
and now they're like, okay, now I want to, but they're still not done playing around. So it's like that weird place. Like the good ones are already like settled, not
Right.
settled down, but like
They have
committed.
somebody,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
I don't know, but I go on dates consistently. I have some really crazy date stories actually.
Yes. I can't wait to hear. Can't wait
But,
to hear.
Are we there yet? 'Cause I'm ready. All right. I'll get back to my... Well, let's ask this question first. Since it seems like there's a lot of barriers or everything, how much of a project are y'all willing to take on right now?
A project.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. When I say project,
what you
fine.
mean.
So, we all have our lists. We all have...
Right.
No one's going to meet everything on your list.
Which is fine.
How much of a project, like, you missing a couple things, like, we can fix that. Like,
But
how
I feel like I spend my 20s with projects. So now I'm done.
you done with projects?
I'm done with them because now I've helped build them up. They all have great jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
and now, but then they were so mentally unhealthy, but we helped to heal through them, but through those things. But then now through that, it caused damage and stress on the relationship. So now they're able to flourish outside of it. You know what I mean? And they honestly, they'll text me and be like, man, I wouldn't be the man I am today without you. I'm not kidding. And you know what, whatever, like it's fine.
That's not fine. I ain't gonna lie.
I
I'll
put
be
into
hot.
the world.
I'll be hot too.
Same.
Like, I wouldn't want to start from scratch. Like, I have to build you all the way up.
No.
Scratch.
No, but he's saying
All right,
like
I'm not telling you to pick a man that's terrible. I'm saying, like, all right, he's missing,
What?
like,
Number 7 on your list.
yeah, like
Of 15.
he still living home with his
Like,
parents,
okay,
or
That's not a problem.
That's everyone in Miami.
Look, if he's staying at home, like I stay home.
That's
with my
everyone
friends.
in Miami.
But if he's just sitting there being a hobo, not doing nothing for himself, obviously. But if he's sitting there saving up, he has kind of idea what he would like to do. Okay, this is what I'm trying to do, A, B, and C. Yeah, but if you're sitting there just chilling at home with mom because you want to chill and you don't have no sense of direction, then that would be a problem for me. But I don't know if I would just check it off right away, because what if he had so many other qualities of like, oh my God, but that one thing is like, you know, him living at home with mom, I think I can bypass that. But if
I don't know
other
if
stuff,
I could take a project.
No.
Though. Because like,
what does a project look like?
It's
I can
like,
give
that's what I'm
examples.
it's like, and granted, this kind of goes both ways, like men and women, you know what I mean? But it's like, when you work so hard to get yourself together, it's kind of like, all right, I don't want to like invest so much. I've done it. I don't want to keep on doing it, like you said, and prepare the next man for, you know, the next woman, right?
Yeah.
Like you know, that's not what I want to do. And it's like, if it's someone, and to me, when you get to a certain age, like, you're kind of like set in your ways, right? So, if someone has a bad credit score, like, I don't want to help you with your project of building that, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you gotta want it for yourself first.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you don't want to work on, like, you have to take on yourself as a project. And if you don't want to do that, then I can't.
See, I wouldn't mind the credit score one. Because I feel like a lot of people, especially in the Black community, we lack a lot of resources to certain knowledge. So, like, projects like that I wouldn't mind, I guess, helping on. Is like, some guys don't know how to get good jobs. They just don't, because their parents didn't work in corporate America. Some don't know how to, like, climb a corporate ladder. Some, like, things that I feel like I can do easily. Not even from my parents either, but, like, from reading books and being self-taught and, like, learning quickly. Like, credit score, like, a lot of people don't know how to get a good credit score, to be honest. They messed it up in their 20s. They don't know how to recover. So, like, those are things I wouldn't mind. I guess projects for me is, like, you're so in debt, like, that you can't come out of it, and you're, like, asking me for money all the time. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Here's a job. That's how we do this.
Right. Like, I don't know, and I feel like maybe like trauma. A lot of people have trauma from their childhood that they never healed from, but they won't go to therapy. Like, I'll tell you like how you can win, but you have to take it and go. Like, I'm not gonna like coach you through it.
Wow, I don't want it.
That's good.
And I know you.
I got more. I'm ready. I got more. All right. So, in the relationships that y'all been in, or even just like the dating that y'all been in, is it all the guy's fault, or can you recognize where you may have messed up in a relationship?
That's really good talk.
I know. I'm here for it.
It's hard to recognize it, but looking back, stepping back in it, like,
Where did you
I
mess up?
can't.
Because I know you messed up. Where'd you mess
Oh
up?
my God.
my God.
Maybe I don't know. This is Giselle. This is our back and forth.
One of the things that I have noticed in myself is that, like, I shut down really fast. So if I tell you how I'm feeling and I feel like you're not being receptive, then I'm just like, all right, fine, you know, whatever. But then the issue with that is that it seems like I'm giving up when I'm not, because I'm not, like, I'll be like, oh, maybe if I throw a fit or, like, you know, do, like, send a little cryptic text that it'll get it, but men don't catch it, right? No. So instead of, like, saying, you know, something and being like, okay, XYZ, it's kind of like I'm waiting for the person to, like, make a move, right? And then that doesn't happen, so then the problem becomes where I sit and fester and I keep, like, getting angry, holding it in, and then, like, one little thing, and then boom, I'm just telling you everything that, like,
I'll read.
Right. And it's like, where's all this coming from? I thought we were fine. I thought we were good. And I was like, no, we weren't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. And that's one thing that, you know, I'm actively trying to work on. Like, with dating, if I see something I don't like, let me just say it right then and there, so it won't become such a huge issue.
Right.
What about you?
Where you be messing up, Joelle?
I feel like kind of like Giselle, but like they don't respect me enough. Like, I would let them know ahead of time how I feel about certain things, but they won't respect me enough to understand it. So it's like they put it on me and make me look like the bad person.
So it's still his fault.
Huh?
So it's still his fault.
Yeah, so I feel like it's his fault. I don't think it's my fault. So I already told you ahead of time. So why are you turning around me like I'm the one that didn't say it? So it's his fault.
Is it too high of a standard, maybe you say?
It's not too high of a standard.
Dang, they can't even meet the basics?
They couldn't make the basics.
Right.
So it is what it is. I'm not going to delve into it, but it's their fault. You missed out on a good one.
Hey. All right.
For me, I don't know. I mean, it's going to sound bad, but I don't feel like I have any negative qualities that have, I guess, contributed to my relationships ending. Like my last boyfriend, he cheated. So that kind of just was that there. And then the boyfriend before that, I guess I pressured him to, because I was living in New York, he was living in Virginia, and I kept pressuring him to like move to New York. And he's like, oh, I don't have a job. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, we'll figure it out. We can get something when you get there, you know?
Yeah.
And he didn't want to move. So I was like, hey, then I can't do this because we've already been long distance for 2 years. So maybe I gave up too quick. But I mean, 2 years is a long time.
You didn't give up too quick.
It's a long
And
time.
then even like dating here, it's been mostly like people just not being 100% available. Like the last guy, I just told him that I wasn't going to talk to him anymore. He just got out of an 8-year relationship. And he, you know, I feel like he like needs a therapist. I hope he never watches this.
It's real though.
But I feel like he does, and you know, he would ask me for advice, but I can't help him heal through that. Like that's a project that I can't take on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
okay. So what?
I'm not. It's your show.
I had a question. So let's see. When you guys date, right? How long do you think, or has it ever gone to a point where now it's like, okay, I can discuss finances with you? Like, how long does that take for it to get deep? You know
I haven't been that far, so
like,
I can't
let's
answer that
discuss
question.
finances. Let's see how far along on the list you are, type thing.
I wait until I'm in a committed relationship.
Same.
Like, if we're just dating, that's not my business. But then once, like, we're together, like, I guess not married, but obviously just, like, dating officially, then I'll ask questions.
Okay. So you could be in a relationship for a month and then
We'll talk
it all goes down. Okay, so what's the difference?
Okay, let me break
That's
that
another
down.
Let's
y'all been out the game.
Okay, so
I like this.
I meet a guy on an app. We go on a date.
Right.
Or
We're
I
gonna
meet a
get
guy
into
in
these apps,
person.
too.
We go on a
We're
date.
here.
We're just going on dates. We're not even talking.
So
yet.
that's not dating.
No,
because it's one
That's
date.
just a date.
That's a date.
Okay.
Then if we like vibe with each other and he invites me out again, now we're getting to that we're starting to talk stage.
Right.
Meaning like we won't just make a plan and meet up. Like now we're like texting, hey, how's your day?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't actually have to be something. He may come over and hang out, but we're not going anywhere. Like now we're talking.
Okay.
Then he might say, are you talking to other people? I want to make this exclusive now.
Okay.
Now it's getting official.
Do people do
Okay.
that though? Like,
Okay, I think you need to.
You have to.
Because
it has to be made clear.
I don't want any like there
Oh,
needs to be
no.
no gray area because like what if I'm there's someone else that I'm interested into that sort of thing. So it's like, do I need to cut people off?
Yeah.
Do I, you know
I
what
need
I
to
mean?
know.
So while you're talking, you could be talking to
Oh, of course.
3 other people.
yeah.
Always keep your options open.
But then once you're exclusive,
Why you
once you're
doing that?
exclusive, that's when you're
I
in
need
a
to know.
relationship.
Can you successfully date more than one person at a time?
It gets hard. But you just like if you're like you mean like going on dates, right?
Nah, like date, like okay,
talk.
because
Talking.
see this whole talking.
No,
thing.
I
Just defined it for you.
All right, because here's the thing, right? Because I feel like this was big over the summer when we were talking to my cousins.
Yeah, we were.
But like, so y'all talk. So you talking to somebody, and when I mean talking, like, all right, late at night, I'm texting you like, oh, what you doing? I'm calling. I don't know how y'all doing now. So you call each other at night, and then you doing the lovey-dovey, and then can you do that with 2 people?
I can't. I personally can't because I feel like I work too much, and then to balance, I'll accidentally call someone the wrong name. Like I personally couldn't handle the pressure.
That'd be embarrassing.
So with me, I feel like people kind of weed themselves out.
Okay.
They
If that
fall
makes
away.
sense. So there was this one time I was talking to 2 guys at one time. And then I started thinking to myself, okay, which one do I like want to move further with? So then at that point, I can focus my attention on one guy. And I didn't even have to make that decision because one guy kind of like fell off. And that's what I've noticed, like with the whole dating thing. Like, and that's why it's like, can you talk to 2-3 people? And it's like, there's going to be someone that stands out. And then there's going to be others that just kind of like fall in, away. You could talk to somebody for 2 months, it's going well. And then all of a sudden, like,
They married.
It's not even that. I've never done anything that extreme, like gone through something that extreme, but like I'm sure you guys know, like you can talk to someone for 2 months, it's going great, and then all of a sudden one day, like it just changes.
Get busy, and then
and then it just kind of falls right.
Yeah.
So
whose decision is it to become exclusive? Like, does it have to come from him, or can you say it like,
no,
yo, look,
both. You can say what are we doing?
Yeah. Oh.
yeah, that's how girls do it. What you doing?
What are we?
What are we doing?
When you ask that, I just feel like that's one of those questions.
What are we, Jocks?
Oh,
what are we doing?
Not what are we.
What are we doing?
What are we
Yeah,
doing?
because you can't determine what we are. We have to do that.
Right.
No,
what
I
are we
get
doing here?
Yeah.
I guess. Because then it's like, I don't know, we talking. And then it's...
Well, then I say, well, I'm just asking because if a guy approaches me, I need to know how to react. So if we're just doing what we're doing, that's fine. You just told me how I need to handle my business.
Right.
So thank you. If your answer has changed, let me know.
Right.
Is that like a sensitive conversation? Or is it like blunt? Well, not when I mean sensitive, like, trying to like, oh, you know, I'm talking to other guys. Like, are you like that forward with it? Like, yeah, what's other people out here? Like, because it kind of almost feels like a pressure point.
I'm honest.
It's a pressure point at this point. Like, oh.
Yeah.
So you telling him, cut all his off, I cut all mine off, and it's just us?
But we have to get to that, like, together. Like, do we both agree that we're not going to talk to any other people? Yes or no? And then you have that
But
question.
you know what? Girls don't ask that. Do you
That's
ask
what I'm saying.
that? Only guys ask you. Are you talking to other people?
Mm-hmm.
They always ask you. So I want to know what my competition is like. I'm like,
that's insecure.
I've never asked a guy, like, so are you talking to other people?
I just assume that they are.
I always do too.
That's true.
I just assume that they are. I never want to be like, oh, he's just talking to me.
You get jealous?
Not really. Not at the talking stage. Because I'm like...
The talking is like right before the exclusive stage.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
it takes longer now, girl.
Yeah, it does. It's
not a 1 month and done.
Yeah, no, it takes some time. Because like I said, you can talk to someone for like 2-3 months and,
I've talked to people for like 6 months and then had to cut them off because like, okay, this is not going anywhere.
But that's such a waste of
How long is
time.
too long?
That's a good question.
It's not a waste of time.
How long is too long for you? Like, well,
Don't ask me.
y'all forget that for y'all.
My guys episode is the next one.
The guy cut off yesterday, 6 months.
Yesterday.
6 months.
Soldier Boy.
In like August.
Right.
Yeah, what he did.
Wow.
Come on, sis.
I met him in August.
He
He needed therapy, but I met him in
Oh,
August.
that's him?
Then in November we stopped talking. We reconnected in January, and he's just still like,
Yeah.
I don't want anything serious. I'm just trying to see where things go. No. I want something serious. I don't want to see where things go because what are you gonna do? Try me out and then decide whether or not you know.
Right.
Now, are you guys getting that from older men? Or younger?
They're all my same age.
Last guy was younger than me. It was weird. I was like, when I found out his age, I
How
was
much
like,
younger?
He was 23 at the time.
Oh,
I was
that's not
28. I was 28 though.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big
It was
difference.
a little too.
But I feel
Now
like age
it's
is
no,
not
but you know, guys, y'all not all there. You know.
I don't disagree 100%.
No, I found maturity. Like I was like, is he mature? But then I started getting to know him. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, it could have probably won someone of his mentally. He was there.
Yeah.
So
More
then
mature.
how much older would you guys be open to? Or are you guys open to dating?
Joelle did
Since
it.
you
Oh, man.
guys
I already know.
So I was talking to someone when I was
She does,
23.
like,
I was
yeah.
talking to someone that was 33, but that didn't happen.
33
But
sounds
anyway,
That's not old.
But that was
I would
like,
go
what, 2 years
40.
ago?
when I was 23,
Oh, see?
Oh, you were 23?
and he was 33.
Yo.
I thought it was now. Like, oh, 33.
That's
all
what
the
my
same
parents
age.
different.
But
Back in the day.
I think I don't think it matters for the older, the younger. It probably does matter. But as far as somebody older than me, I don't know how far up. But I'm
He got a
29
kid.
now.
He cool.
It matters to me.
At this point,
Yeah, what if they do have kids?
I'm not even.
I'm fine with that.
I'm
What if
fine
he has
because
kids
no,
that
I'm
are
fine because
15. We're
Who?
30, so
Yeah, I'm fine if they have.
I'm fine with to have a
child.
kid too because you gotta be realistic.
even if the kid is 15?
15?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
What if he has like 2?
I was
2
At
kids?
one point, I was talking to a guy with 2 kids.
But you gotta.
I was
But look,
He had to have a mortgage.
But then
look, at our age though, like
What's the cutoff though?
these people are having kids so young. Like at this point,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised if somebody doesn't have a
Right.
child.
Right, that's true.
So-
What's
it's
the
like-
cutoff of like? Okay, you were saying he had 2 kids. What if the youngest was like a year old? Is
Oh.
that a problem because then obviously he was.
Oh my god!
Just-
If he's a couple months,
we're having this convo because I was talking to someone and the youngest was like,
Don't say
it,
three
don't
months.
say
it was
months.
fresh.
You a babysitter.
Don't
It
tell
was
me a couple months, but
it was like a few months. And
Oh,
everybody
no.
was judging me, and I was like,
I'm judging you. I'm judging you.
Everybody was judging me.
No, that's
it
too
didn't work
fast.
out.
That's too fast.
It didn't work out.
The registry was still open.
You know, it didn't work out, and that was the thing. I was like, how's your
That's too fast.
mother of your child gonna feel, all that stuff. But we didn't even have to worry about that because it didn't go anywhere.
But
It
that's
didn't
one
go
thing
anywhere.
I think about, like, how is the mother of the child? Like, what kind of person she is? Because that can just kind of mess up the whole.
And then what if he
drama.
doesn't even, if he has kids, but
Does he take care of
his
them?
kids? Or,
Well,
you know
that's
what I mean?
important.
Like how,
How is his relationship with them? Because half of them, not all of them, but there might be some that don't even have anything to do with their kids.
right.
So even though he's a good guy, I'm not gonna be with a guy that's not taking care of his children.
See, I think about it as far as like if we get married, then that's child support, right? So if they are on child support, that's something you have to think about because you're paying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
because y'all married now. Oh Lord.
I didn't even think about it. I haven't gotten that far. Before I was like, no, I don't want them to have kids. And ideally, that's great if they don't. Because I can't compete with a child. Like,
Right.
I've dated men with children and, like, I don't mind it. But then at the same time, it's like, I can't compete with what you have going on with your child. And I don't want to come between that. So it's ideal if they don't. But if they do, then I'm not going to be like... that's not on my list. Like, no children is not on my list. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 100% open to dating someone with a child.
Okay.
All right.
What else you got?
All right. So we can get to the dating. So dating apps? Yes? No?
I just deleted mine.
I deleted mine too.
I don't do this.
I deleted mine too.
Bumble,
Which one? Y'all was on?
Hinge.
Oh,
Christian
Hinge
Mingle?
was good though. I
think
kind
I'm
of liked
fast
Hinge.
enough.
Hinge had the cute guys.
I liked Hinge.
Bumble, and there was another one.
I've never done Bumble.
Oh, I did. No,
I didn't do
Tinder's-
Tinder.
We don't do those.
No.
Tinder is for just sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word?
What one is that one?
Tinder.
Oh,
Tinder.
Oh.
But what's the other one?
Is it Okay Cupid?
I did that one.
Oh boy.
No way. Did I do that one?
There was one called. It was the very first one that I joined when I was ready, and it's Black Be Okay.
Oh,
Is it only for black people?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it is just.
I did that
I was like,
Uh-oh.
this
Oh my God.
is
You guys have fun.
not where I need to be.
Yeah, I'll never get
But
Yeah.
what
Oh,
else?
yeah, we got cute. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so how do you guys? Okay, first of all, let's back up. Do they have to be black, or are you just open?
No, I'm open.
I
think
my
I'm
preference
open,
is
but
black.
I prefer
I
black.
prefer
I
My
prefer
preference
black.
is black.
But I'm open too. But
Yeah.
preference.
Okay. All right. And then how do you, besides apps, so we know that's out there, how do you guys, because I always thought about, okay, if I was dating today, how do I meet people, right? Because I grew up, my sister was older than me, so she made me watch Sex in the City, and I'm thinking, okay, you just bump into a guy
Yeah.
on the corner at Wynwood somewhere,
Yeah.
or, whatever. Like,
But
how do
I was
you
not
meet
been.
Men don't approach women anymore. Do you feel like that? Do you get approached a lot?
I go out a lot. And
lot.
I don't.
like
so
a
it's hard
lot,
to me.
and I'm rarely approached.
Same.
So do you guys approach them?
No, I
I
never.
mean, I'll I have a technique.
Oh boy.
It doesn't always work. I just I'll stare at them, give them 3 long looks so they make sure that they know I'm looking,
Right.
But if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like guys are very insecure these days. They're very insecure.
Would you ask a guy out?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was aggressive last time, kind of.
Okay.
Like he kept looking.
To
So I just told him to
23-year-old?
come. Yeah. I didn't know he looked older. You know, y'all guys be tricking people.
Girls are 23.
He looked older.
23-year-old.
He looked.
Women trick people.
No, he looked older, so he kept staring. So I just told him to come over because it was just like,
Right.
you keep staring. If you want to say something, say something. But that was the only time. But
Yeah.
at this point, I don't know because guys are. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to be like, come over. He's looking at me like, what? So I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
I was just because he kept staring, and I was leaving to go somewhere, and he just kept staring. I just kept him to come over, and then we talked for a little bit and whatever. But what?
Oh, my bad.
What you doing? All these?
Joelle like family, so this is awkward.
So it was just like whatever. But at this point, I don't think I would be brave enough to just go up to somebody that I'm feeling from across the way. Don't make me slap you.
No, I wasn't looking at you like this, Jackie.
Okay.
Trying to.
But I don't think I'll be brave enough because I'll be scared of what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I don't know. I don't know about y'all.
So what was your trick?
No, I mean, I'll just look at them, but I feel like guys don't really approach women because, one, I think they're too insecure and they're afraid to be turned down.
That's a fact.
I think that's what it is.
And it's funny because even yesterday I was talking to my dad and I was like, Dad, guys never approach me. And he was like, you dress up too much. He was
What?
He told me that because I'm super, I work in fashion industry, so I love clothes and shoes and this. And he's like, you should dress down more. And guys, he was like, because a lot of guys think that they're the ugliest person in the group. He was like, so guys are intimidated.
What?
Wow, I never.
Of their group. He was like, guys are super intimidated. So if you are super dressed up, he thinks that so many guys have already looked at you and tried to talk to you. And I've even had guys tell me that they didn't approach me because they thought I had a boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I've gotten that too.
You know what I mean? And have you ever noticed that if you wear leggings and you look beat up, everybody talks to you? Mm-hmm. Guys always want to say hi when you're beat up.
Why are you talking to me?
I don't think they like makeup like that though.
I don't like makeup.
Yeah.
But
a lot of guys I talk to don't really.
Like, you roll out of bed, that's when they want to
like
come
straight
to you.
sweating
But
from
when
the gym.
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking to me?
because I guess maybe it could be, when you all dolled up, they might think, she might be too good for me, or might be high maintenance. But yeah,
Is that what you would want?
But some people like low hanging fruit. They like the easy cut.
Wow.
I'm not saying me personally.
That's what my dad
I'm not saying me personally. I don't think that's necessarily a thing, but sometimes it's like not low hanging, but it's like she might be available because she didn't get all the way together today.
She took the easy route.
Right.
It's just a hypothesis. I don't know. I never really thought about this one. But
that is true.
what's the worst date y'all been on?
I have one, but y'all start.
I haven't been on that many, but
I've been on a date where I had to pay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That was
First date where
But
I
you
had
ain't
to
know?
pay.
Is that a problem?
First
You had to pay
date
for him?
where I had to pay for pick up the check.
Wow.
Like, I don't have an issue if we're if we've been dating a lot and it's like, oh yeah, let me treat, or like if we're in a relationship and we do our thing, fine. But like a first date kind of thing, and it was like we go there, like I was like, oh, we can go here or whatever. He was like, yeah, and then we go there. And then he's like, oh, well, I haven't really gotten paid yet. And I was like,
No.
He got paid.
So did he think it was like, oh, well, you're the one who suggested this place? So
Like, how did it happen? Like, the
guess
bill came and he slid it back to you?
No, oh, God, that would have been trash.
because I feel like when we go out, people just automatically hand you the bill.
Yeah, they
Or
do.
they'll
No,
put it on the table.
I don't know why.
That's happened where when I do go on dates, they generally hand it to the man first. But he didn't wait and was like, oh, I can't. It was like we were seated and we were talking or whatever, and he was like, oh, I didn't get paid. And then I just was like, all right. And then I'm already here and I was hungry.
So what? He
So I was
was
like,
he was just gonna order water? Like, I'm so confused.
No, you know what he was probably trying to do? He's probably trying to level set your menu choice. You know what I mean? By letting you know,
I know what you mean.
I'm going to pay, but I ain't got paid yet.
You look at the appetizers only.
Choose wisely, knowing this information.
$10 or less.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that discussed too, or is it usually like they pick a place and they're like how do the dates get planned? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
That don't happen.
Over.
I'm over.
They usually ask.
Because I feel like I don't know. Maybe
what do
I've
you
just
like?
seen too
They'll
much
ask you,
TV.
like, what do you like?
Yeah.
Have you done this lately?
I think I've watched too much TV.
They usually ask that. Like,
Okay.
oh, what do you want to do? You want to
Okay.
go to the movies? You want to go, to eat or whatever. So it's like sometimes they put it in your court.
Right.
I picked the place because that's what, you asked where.
Well, maybe
So
you're
always
just
throw it
asking
back.
generally.
I
like,
say,
I
I like
like
these.
movies. Or
Yeah.
extreme actions for them. I don't know. You know, and then he can pick a place.
I always throw it back.
Like, okay, let's go to Top Golf at 8:00.
That was actually the first date with,
Yeah.
with the guy that I cut off yesterday.
Top Golf?
That was our first date. The one that I cut off.
That's a cute date.
It was fun.
Was it his idea, at least? All right, so
maybe he just
there are some people. Yeah, you should. What else is wrong with him? Because he's like he's not that bad.
This is the one that got out of the 8th year, right?
Yes.
So he know how to be in a
He's
relationship.
really
clearly,
maybe he's stuck on his ex.
He's stuck on his ex.
But that's the thing.
Because
Oh,
he texted me.
wow, come
So when I gave him advice, the next day he texted me. He goes, "Man, thanks, right?" And I go, "Thanks for what?" Because we didn't talk about that whole day. He was like, "I'm still thinking about what you told me yesterday. You really helped to put things into perspective for me." Mm-hmm. I think he's still healing,
and that's okay.
And I just texted him yesterday. I was like, "Hey," he was like, "Hey, how's your day?" And I was like, "Hey, my day is good." I was like, "But to be honest, I don't think that we should continue to talk until you're emotionally available." I said,
It's valid.
No,
Yeah.
I just said, I hope you understand no bad energy. And he just said, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you'll
And I
double
can get
back?
that.
I would double back if he healed.
Sure.
I mean,
he's a
coming
good
out
guy.
of those
How
long
old is he?
relationships, you need to do
He's
that.
30. He fits all my superficial, looks.
Yeah.
6'5". He's chocolate. He's cute.
Giselle. Hey, Giselle.
Calm down, buddy.
But
Throw the ad out.
he lived right. She's like, let me see what the project looks like.
Let me go
I'm
up and
excited.
down page again.
Let me see what the project consists of. But he lives at home with his mom. But he is saving money to buy a condo.
I mean,
he
he's
says
That's what I was saying.
A lot of
he's in
30-year-olds.
school
Everybody
for his
in my-
master's.
Yeah, that's no
Hey.
He
problem.
lives in Hollywood.
He's from here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, if you're listening to the podcast, man, just get it together, bro. You can get this one. Just double back.
No, but I'm with you when you're coming out of that long relationship. And that's why it's important to ask, how long was your last relationship and how long have you been single? Those are my two, first questions off the bat, because I was talking to this one guy who, he got out of, a 2-year relationship, and then it was, 5 months later, and then he's like, oh, I want to get to know you. I was like, well, you just kind of got out of, and 2 years is kind of, it's some time. And I was like, I think you should, are you ready? Because I'm not gonna, I don't want to hear, we're talking, and then this one guy I was talking to, he was like, oh, you remind me of my ex. You remind me of my ex. And then I was like, well, that's not good.
Yeah,
because she's your ex.
Fair.
That's not good.
Fair
Here's the
point.
time.
I cut that off. You remind me of my ex. What? No.
Yeah. Okay, so is a Burger King date bad? What? You know what I'm saying? What made it such a bad date? The date that you were thinking about.
Oh,
you didn't
no,
give
it
your
was when he
bad
said- Okay, this guy was funny actually, and he hit me up after and tried to fix it, but I was like, I'm not doing it. So
This was in Miami?
of course,
Okay.
so we went. Miami has a different breed of men than New York.
They do.
New York guys, they're just busy. Here, they're a little crazy. You know
A
what I'm
little.
saying? Just a
A
little
little.
bit.
A lot.
So we went
Chip
to
daddy.
get food at 1-800-LUCKY.
Okay.
I had never been there because I had just moved. I was 2-3 months in. It was super fun. Then we went to somewhere around there to get drinks for happy hour. And we're just talking or whatever, chilling. He asked me, he just randomly goes, what's the craziest drug you've ever done?
What? Great.
It's Miami. Fair point.
And he asked me, and I'm like, well, I'm not that crazy. And I was like, what about you? And he goes, and at that moment, I knew, okay, Megan, you got to escape. And he goes, I mean, who goes to Cuba? Who goes to Cuba? No, Colombia.
Oh.
He goes, I went to Colombia, and who goes to Colombia and doesn't do? And I'm thinking, everybody.
Me. Me.
Hello?
So, right, and I just went to Colombia.
Right.
I'm thinking,
Good
okay,
first date
something's not all right.
conversation.
But then it just went downhill from there. It got even worse, but I'm not even going to call him out.
No, don't.
And then I just was like, okay, I need to go. So I left. Then he texted me the other day, and a week later, and was like, hey, maybe we should hang out without alcohol involved. I would love to see you, blah, blah, blah.
That's funny.
So, but
That's
the
real, though.
alcohol brings down
Because he
the
know he said
internal,
too
okay?
much.
And I didn't reply.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
bro.
what would you say if we were actually together?
No, I'll say off camera, offline, the rest of the date later. It got crazier. Just imagine that was the height.
Right.
And then it got
That was
worse.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. What else you got on there?
All right, so not deep, but semi-deep. Does it say anything about you that you think you keep attracting the wrong guys?
I think so.
I thought about that too. Like, what is it in me?
I know what it is. I can help you with that. So.
Yeah, but you're not like, you can't see through people.
No, but I do feel like I'm very big on like spirituality and vibrations, and I do think people vibrate at a certain level, like at a certain space. And I feel like I keep meeting people who either are vibrating where I am or like where I was, and maybe like I haven't shifted my vibrations enough to absorb. You know what I mean?
It's true.
You can't deep, sis. All right.
So I think that's what it is, because I keep meeting guys too who come out of like either long or bad relationships, and my ex was kind of not good. So I'm like. And I also have a natural healing thing about me where people want to tell me their whole lives. So I feel like I keep attracting people who need peace. You know what I mean? So I try to like, now that I'm aware, I try to like stay away from the people who need therapy.
Yeah.
And let them heal on their own.
But maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing, like something bad within you. But like you said, like attracting people that need peace or something like that. Like sometimes, like with the whole vibrations and, being on the same wavelength and stuff, I think that sometimes people can feel your energy and are like, okay, this is what I need at that time, at that moment. And then they gravitate towards that. But that's not what you need. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering if sometimes too, it's like, it's not necessarily that I'm doing something wrong or like I'm attracting the mirror image. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily that. It might be that people can feel they can feel that I'm like good energy or like, the healing or positive or something like that. And they're like, okay, let me try and gravitate towards that so I can get a little bit of that. Yeah. But then that's when it becomes draining for you because you come out of that relationship or talking to someone and then you're like, man, like now I have to rebuild myself again because I gave so much to somebody else,
But you know what's interesting to your point though? We're meeting a lot of guys at least for me, I'm meeting most guys on apps. So I haven't really been approached in person. So am I really attracting them or is it just face value that I happen to swipe because they look good and I don't know their brain?
That's what I was going to say too. Does that mean that you are, or they're attracting people who want, whatever they're bringing, like chaos or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and is that what you are secretly wanting? You know what I mean? Because
no chaos.
But if they want peace, then what does that say that you want?
No, I want peace too.
Yeah,
because you don't know that they're not. They don't have peace.
Right until.
Okay, so when you're on these apps and you're seeing just their photos and maybe like a bio, what is it that like attracts you to that person?
I'm solely on
because we always on looks.
We're gonna be
because
with the picture.
Like, or I hear.
We're not gonna sit here and lie. The pic, once you see the picture, you're like, oh.
When I say we, I mean women.
Yeah.
Like are always saying, obviously they want
checking.
somebody kind of from the streets, but educated type thing.
I'm done
Is
with that.
right? Like, what in their bio gives off this vibe? Like, okay, I'll talk to you.
No, well, first, this is how it works, Jackie. Okay.
Yeah.
So you heart, or depending on your app, you either heart them or you like swipe right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have to talk to them first. Like, it's not like we're going on a date today. It's
Right.
Like, no, you have to build up that conversation so you get to know their personality a bit and like, catch their vibe and stuff. Then you talk to them on the phone. Then you go on the date.
So then if they have a horrible voice, you're like,
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not picky. Maybe I should be more picky,
Patience.
but I feel like I'm not picky.
about the voice.
No, I don't care about that.
Okay.
Yes, she cares. You care.
Yeah.
But with Hinge, like with that app, it's looks. But then what I like about Hinge is like you can pick 3 things, and you have to kind of like complete the statement. So it's like, like 2 truths and a lie type of thing, or like what's something that people will be surprised that like little stupid things. But like I'm going through Hinge and I can see someone cute, and then if the sentence isn't like complete, I'm like, okay. Or if it's something like I'm weird, or if it's something some people can put something really interesting like, oh, you know, I remember I had like this one guy because he was like, oh, he was cute. And he was like, oh, someplace that I would really want to go to is Cuba. And then I was like, oh my God, me too. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like little things like that too where you can find some commonality in that as well.
Okay.
Y'all be throwing y'all non-negotiables out there on the dating app, like, hey, do you serve at your local church?
No,
or like,
dating app.
no, but I'm saying, okay.
So,
like, how much do you put out there?
Yeah, because you have non-negotiables, right?
Right.
How many times have you just set yourself up for failure because you went out with this person and you didn't know if they met some of your non-negotiables? So like, you could be wasting your own time by going out with people that you know, if you knew everything about them, you wouldn't go out with them.
You can filter. So
On
like,
Hinge, yeah.
So it'll say like your religion, your political views, if you are open to children, it asks you, do you do drugs? Do you smoke marijuana?
Yeah. Do you smoke cigarettes?
Do you drink? Do you smoke cigarettes? Like it puts everything.
Yeah.
What happened?
Hinge.
I
I did like it. And I met some guys on Hinge that didn't go anywhere, but they're still cool people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That will text every now and then. So I think out of all the dating apps, Hinge
Do you
was
stay in
my
contact
favorite.
with them after or no?
There was this one guy that I met on Hinge, and like we went out one time, and it didn't really work out. But he was cool. Like, we both knew, we were like, oh, you know, it's cool or whatever. So we still keep in contact and we text often. And then, like, he'll be telling me about girls that he, you know, is dating and, like, vice versa. But it's not weird because we never really got past that first date. So it just was that whole thing with, oh, you know, we're cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Joelle, you haven't tried apps. Why? And
The wall.
and how did you meet these other people then? Like at work?
I haven't tried the app because I don't know.
Nervous.
I think I prefer in person
person.
meeting.
Yeah.
that's hard.
How did you meet the young one?
He was working construction.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because that's the one I told you
I
about.
remember.
You hired.
Yeah.
They were doing construction, and I was like, he looked good. I can't lie. He looked good. He had long dreads, like through his butt.
Like a Tyler Perry movie.
Don't do that.
No, it was that. And I thought, wig, no. But I was like, I found him attractive. And my Sydney kept saying, he keep looking at me. He keep looking at me. So I was just like, I wasn't going to pay no mind, but I was like, let me give it a chance.
Were you like in house clothes? Like how are you?
I was looking a hot mess. I can't lie. But I went
Apparently
and got ready and I turned.
Leave.
And then, you know, he got
say
dolled up and got cute. But then he was like, looking. I guess he saw me leaving. He kept kind of following me, but not following me.
Cute.
I was just like,
You wore that dress?
I don't know what I had on. But he kept following me. So I was just like, you know what? I just told him to come over because he just keep.
So you initiated.
I did initiate after because I see he was interested.
Okay.
But
And what about the older guy? Where did you
that was the
meet him?
younger guy. The older guy, I met him when I was doing an internship downtown. I don't know why. I thought it was a good idea. But I was doing an internship at the courthouse downtown.
Okay.
And I met him on the street. He was on the street. I was waiting for the jitney.
I met him in the street.
I was waiting for the jitney and he disappeared for like a second. He bought me like a little flower thing that he bought in the street.
That's
He
nice.
gave it to me. I think I still have it somewhere.
See, that's like that TV stuff. That
Yeah, but it was weird because like his phone situation, I feel like it was a catfish.
He was a scammer.
I feel like it was a catfish thing. I was just like,
It wasn't
it
a
was too good to be
catfish.
true. Like I don't know what it was, but it was just funky. Like he kept trying to make an excuse with the phone situation, and I was just like, you know what?
And you was an intern.
Yeah, but most of them are in person. So
Have you guys ever dated people at work?
no.
Yeah, not about that.
You know my laptop.
Well, I know.
Oh, you.
I went on
Life
a date with this one guy.
Where?
I went on a date with this one guy from work, but FIU is a big.
Yeah.
So we didn't work in the same department.
Or you could be on different campuses. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out. But it was still fine. Like,
Okay, it wasn't
that's
awkward.
fine.
I
Yeah.
don't think I would date anybody from my job anyway, to be honest. I don't know if I would want to because if it gets awkward and if it don't work out, we're going to see each other all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you.
Yeah.
Every time I come to work, if it was messy, what if what
Right.
we're trying to do it gets messy, and now I have to come home, go to work every time, and I see your face, and I'm like, ugh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be awkward, so I don't think I would want to, but that's just my personal stuff. I don't think I would want to. But
Okay.
mm-hmm.
All right. You good? Oh, what else? All right. Let me see what else I got. Cause man, a lot of these what do the people want to know? I think I'm getting to the end. I have a few, but I don't. I feel like we answered this. I don't want to deal too much on the negative.
What do you mean?
Because I was gonna ask, do you feel like it's hard to date as a millennial black girl?
Hell yeah.
But I feel like we already know the answer to that, and then it's just gonna be, all right, you know, it's because guys are trash, and you know, I don't want to.
They're pretty much.
What are
I don't think
All
so.
of them are.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
what are some
But-
of the professions that these people have? So obviously he did construction.
He was construction, so it was like
Right.
I felt like if he had potential, then it wouldn't have been a problem.
Because we were in one episode mentioning that a lot of the people that we know who are in relationships, most of the time, the woman makes more. Like, that's just what I've noticed.
Not most of the time, but okay. It's
You
not
look at your
most.
circle. Most of the
not
time,
most.
the woman makes more. So
It's
I
not
don't know if
most.
that's like a thing.
problem?
Yeah, or if it's like, no, he worked at Macy's, or like I don't know.
Man,
where
I feel
some of
like
these guys have worked.
I feel like it's so hard to find someone like if he's stable, like you was mentioning, like at least financially stable. I feel like
It doesn't matter.
I just need the job to be legal
that's true. That's true.
because.
That's true.
But yeah, there's
Yeah.
guys out here. I just need it to be. I just need the job to be legal and that you get some kind of benefits to
That's
something
true,
that
yeah.
you can. I need you to be good, like how you were saying. I need you to be good on your own too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're working, like if you're a manager, at Macy's, or you're like, full time working at a warehouse or something. Like
For a
fine,
great job.
right? Like fine, but as long as you're able to,
Support.
See, I
do
don't know
for
if
your
I can
own
do
support
that.
for yourself, that's
3
okay.
jobs. What?
What do
Ain't
you
got no
have
time
time?
for you. Yeah.
I am emotional, and I need attention.
I'm
Like,
alright
you
with
can't
the
even
job,
hang
But he's
out.
trying to build.
Honey, you don't gotta work that hard. I'm gonna show you. You can have one job, and you can be available, and you can still make the same amount. Yeah, let's go. No, you don't have to work that hard.
Yeah.
Is there anybody close to you? I don't want to say close, but like maybe within your immediate reach that maybe you've been pushing off, and they might be the person for you, but you just push. And the thing is, I'm asking this, and I'm not trying to be funny. No. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to, because Giselle, she's taking this away, but I'm not trying to be funny. Because you know how they always say about, a lot of times you may have met the person you
That
should
you
be
gonna
with,
be with.
but you put them in the friend zone.
Oh.
Because one, I don't think guys and girls can really be friends. That's a whole nother topic.
Oh.
But I don't think guys and girls can
Okay.
really be friends. But sometimes you may be friends with somebody that might be, and I'm not trying to be funny. I promise.
Yes, you are.
No. I promise I'm not.
I thought it too. That's why I was like, hold up.
You know why? It's because she feel away. That's why. I wasn't trying to be funny. But do you
Okay.
think that somebody in your
That's a
friend
good
zone
question.
is someone that should be
Funny.
elevated?
You-
But you just
You see who my friends are though. Like
I mean, we don't know
Everybody
your
wants a
guy
relative.
friends. Like,
yeah. I don't
Majority
I don't
of
have
the guy
friends.
friends are married. Let's be real.
I don't know who y'all friends are outside.
I don't
of,
have
so.
friends outside of
So you don't have no guy friends? You have
Like
guy friends.
outside?
Do you have
I
guy
have
friends?
guy friends.
I only have a handful of guy friends.
I don't feel the need to.
But none
I'm
of my
sorry.
guy friends like me. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
That
was
you know
like,
of.
wait, that's true.
That
That you
never-
know of.
so there's never been that guy like back in high school, like, oh, I used to like you back in high school, and it's like, you did? None of those.
Yeah, but then now that we're older and we've talked about it, like we're just cool. I
Yeah.
don't know. And a lot of my guy friends, they all think they're like coming up with this $1 million scheme. Like, Meg, I can't date right now because I gotta make this money. I'm like, honey, it's okay. Like, calm down. No, I can't. They want to push every girl away. I'm like, you
Yeah.
can date. It's okay. You can do both.
Yeah.
A lot of people are so like infatuated with social media that they feel like they have to live this like certain lifestyle, and it's gonna take so much for them to achieve it.
Right.
Yeah.
That they feel like they have to block all like distractions. Sorry.
Is Mr. Right in your friend zone?
He might be there.
I
I have a lot of
seems
guy
so.
friends.
I
just
don't know.
Okay. That's a respectable answer.
I'm not saying anything.
So, any guys, please make yourself known in her friend zone.
Have you guys ever been set up by friends?
No, I've been tried to. Like, they tried to, but it don't
like
work
Who
out.
was they?
They were trying to.
Don't
I'm not gonna
say
name. I'm not gonna
names, yeah.
name, but they were trying to do it. They kept mentioning it all the time.
Conflict of interest. Yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
I've never been set up by any of my friends. They pretty much.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
They haven't tried.
Yeah, me either. I've only set up people.
How does that work?
It didn't work out. But they're friends.
Okay.
All of you are emotionally available for relationships?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah.
Y'all watch Love is Blind? Y'all watched
No,
it?
I haven't.
You have to watch it.
I love it.
You have to watch it.
I don't know
It's-
why you like it so
I
much.
love
Because
it.
What,
it's
is it on
so
Netflix,
crazy.
or-
I'm
Yeah, it's on
obsessed.
It's on
Netflix.
Netflix?
It's so
I like
crazy.
Married at First Sight more than I like Love is Blind.
Cameron and Mark. I'll take either one.
Mark?
Yeah, Mark?
Mark is an angel. Wait, what episode are you on?
Oh, like 6. or
Okay,
something.
then you don't know why. We'll discuss when you hit 9.
I bet. But Cameron,
Cameron,
I
yeah.
guess.
So this is like a show where people dating.
I
So-
like it.
Blind dating?
Yeah, blind date, but
I don't think they're gonna
people
work, though.
they're
Like a
getting
game show?
engaged without having never seen each other.
Oh, because just the chemistry is so bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So they say.
conversations,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah. But they all look good to me. Like they didn't choose any.
But it's more than look
I
good
know,
or not
but at
good.
the end, it was only like one couple that clearly she was not into. The guy.
Yeah, but I just feel like I think there's something to it. The idea of like getting emotionally attached to people.
Yeah.
More so than just physically, because
Yeah.
I think that was the thing. They picked all decent looking people,
Yeah.
and now it's just strictly
not the problem.
personalities
Right.
and
Right.
and characters. So it's like there how much more of an emphasis we should put on stuff like that. Because like you could get engaged to somebody and you don't even know what they look like. It's crazy. It's a crazy
days.
concept. Yeah, and that was you have to watch it. There's so much to
Okay.
it.
I'm
But-
sorry.
But that's real, like what you were saying, like
What?
the whole thing with it's more than just
Yeah.
But I think that's
the
why
looks thing.
I don't think I ever understood the apps because
It's just
it
looks.
just looks
It is.
for a good amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Whereas like in person, it's like okay, it could be looks.
But I feel like it's all the
you have my number, so
like,
we're kind of
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah,
all
we're
of those are
talking
the same thing.
right off
I
the
think
bat.
that's why I like the show because it's the opposite of the apps, and it's the social experiment of looks matter, but not. You can figure out not figure it out, but like, oh, you're not that bad.
Yeah.
But everything else is so amazing. It's like, dang,
You bypass the look one.
Yeah, it's-
personality something.
you look way better.
You be like looking like you don't look so bad
You know what
when
I'm
you
saying?
get to know them. So I don't know.
So
Huh.
I think there's something to it.
Yeah.
So I definitely say watch it. I like it,
It's decent.
and there's a lot of toxicity, and I'm here for all that.
With Diamond.
I'm here for all that. And Carlton, we could talk about that after
Yeah.
off mic.
So you don't have any more questions?
No, I think that's it. I guess throw out y'all social media handles so the
I'm
the
good.
men.
I don't
you feel
remember.
like it,
First
you
of all,
can-
to be honest, I don't know I don't remember my Instagram name. I don't remember nothing.
Girl, are you even a millennial? Like, what's going on?
Y'all answer
remember-
DMs? Y'all answer DMs?
Oh yeah, what is
Yeah,
that?
I actually met a guy through a DM when I was in New York. He was a chef,
Oh, okay.
but he was young.
So he could cook.
Like how y'all?
He was actually really good to me.
Yeah.
He like I was so stressed. I was like, oh, I can't work and have to cook for myself. And he would bring me
Say
food
less.
every other day.
Aww.
That would like so I had food for the next day.
Giselle, like you be throwing away all the good.
Right. She's like 6'5".
No, he was taller. He was 6'6", chocolate.
You finding these good ones out here. We're struggling out here. We're like,
I just and food every other day, like good food.
He a chef.
Huh.
golly. You think he was way younger?
Yeah,
Like how much younger?
But is that a problem?
Oh,
How old are you?
It was, how
29,
how young was he?
23.
I don't know.
But he was
That's-
mature. Like I don't really care about age because I
So
feel like
that
there are
is-
some guys
It's maturity, yeah.
who are 34 and all they do is play games, and then there are
Yeah.
guys who are 23 who are like so about their business that I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
what do
yeah.
I need to do?
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, since y'all don't want to give out y'all social
Yeah,
media
I'm good.
handles,
I don't want to get.
I'm
Well,
trying
we
to
do-
set y'all up with some good men out here that's listening.
You sure?
Well,
I guess we'll
yeah.
find out
Oh.
because we're gonna have a.
Y'all hit me.
guys.
Y'all hit me.
We'll find out.
I'll throw the alley. Y'all boys hit me.
But we do have listener questions. Do you guys want to stick
Sure,
around?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Those are fun.
So, as you guys know, you can email us at michelmatters@gmail.com for your listener questions. And we have 2 questions this week. First one. How do you know for sure that you and your significant other are equally yoked?
Ooh. Is that for me to answer or for it?
It's for everybody.
I guess you're my significant other. So I'll just be quick. Communication. I feel like a lot of that stuff could be figured out if you just actually talk to each other and ask each other important questions, like not just what's your favorite color, but like how do you feel about such a topic, or it's crazy to me when people get married and they don't know like some super basic things about each other, like how do you feel about church, or how do you, like what type of church we're gonna go to, stuff like that. Because I feel like that stuff you should figure out while you're dating. But I think communication is the easiest way to figure it out. Like, don't be afraid to ask tough questions.
Yeah.
I think it's a feeling too after you have those talks. Like, you can talk to someone and just be like, you know what, this ain't it. Like, the vibes are off, the communication, all of that stuff. And then you ask them, your stuff that are non-negotiables for you. You ask them. They don't have to know that it's a non-negotiable.
They should.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to put the pressure on them. You just kind of ask them and then see how their answer is. And if it's not what you want, then you already know where to take it.
Mm-hmm. I'm very big on, like, actions because I feel like people will tell you what you want to hear a lot. So like making sure that people's, their actions align with what their words are. And then also too, when you're not actually asking people like specific questions, if you really listen to people, you can find out who they are. Like people unknowingly tell you who they are.
Oh my gosh, so true.
Especially with tequila.
Oh true.
Another shot.
Okay, but I like tequila too, so that's not fair.
Tequila
that's
is
not
really
fair.
the best drink of life.
That's actually my favorite too.
Yes.
Hey, I told you there's something there. All right,
I
Joelle.
can't stand tequila.
I think y'all touched on everything. So, I'm out.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right,
I'm
tap
just
out.
chilling. I'm tapped out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I always think about, like, what is even a yoke? Like, what is that?
Isn't
It's
that
a Bible term.
Yeah, but what is the reference? Like,
the yoke is like, I think it's the...
If you're, like, herding
there's 2 animals together, and then to walk together, they have to be on the same, like, strap or...
Right.
So when you're... So if you're unequally yoked, one could be working harder than the other.
Right.
So when you're equally yoked, they move at the same pace.
Yeah. Okay. So that could be it too. Like if I'm putting in more effort than you are, we're not equally yoked. Or if you're obviously like if your purpose is this, so to speak, and mine is like way off, like it doesn't even meet.
Right.
Then how is this gonna work? Type stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think about that too.
And I think time. Because like I said, sometimes you meet people representative. So after
That's
time,
so
initially you'll really find out what they're really about.
Sure.
So that's why, wait it out a little bit. People show themselves.
All right, next question.
I hate Giselle.
Hey, Michel Matters. I have been in a relationship now for 3 years, and we are very happy, but I can't lie and say I don't flirt a little with others that I'm attracted to. I don't feel like it's wrong because it really is harmless, but my boyfriend told me one night while we were out that he thought it was disrespectful. I have always been a friendly person and not sure how to turn that off. Are you supposed to be blind and not be attracted to people when you're in a relationship? I don't want something like this to be a problem if it's my personality.
Somebody take it before me.
Okay, I can start. I honestly, I think that there's a difference between being friendly and flirtatious.
Yes.
I think that you can still have your friendly, bubbly personality, but I think that you also have to respect your person. So there needs to be a boundary drawn. I think that you need to also be in consideration of how you would feel if it was in the reverse.
Right.
That person was consistently doing that as well. I think if you want to be in a relationship, then you need to have a lot of value surrounding that, and you need to respect your person. And if there are some things that you need to change within who you are as a person, then so be it. I feel like within any relationship, there are sacrifices that need to be made, and maybe there's a little tweak there that you can make to, have more respect for your person, so that you both find a happy medium.
Yeah. Take it, Jocks.
I mean, as a guy, if my wife was out here, or his girlfriend, don't matter, being flirty, it's disrespectful. Not just to me about our relationship. Like, now people think there's a gap somewhere in our relationship, and they think, you know, one, you think you could just disrespect me as far as like, oh, she doing that to her boyfriend? Like, he right here and he don't care? Like, they think, you know, it's open season, but it's not. So, I just think it's wrong. I'm glad he stood up and said something.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I don't know how you let that slide anyway. But,
and maybe she needs to evaluate if she's happy.
Right.
Yeah. Because, like, you flirt for a reason. So you flirt to get someone's attention. So, you know, what is it? And then at the end of her question, like, the whole thing, like, being attracted to someone, like, we're human, right? So there's always going to be someone that we see that we think is attractive. Right. But it's, like, the whole acting upon it. Right. Like, I can't imagine someone's been married for 30, 40 years and they've never seen anyone that they thought was attracted to, which is okay. Yeah. But you don't have to, flirt.
And if you know that, like you're saying, am I supposed to turn a blind eye if you're attracted to somebody? Like, if you know you are attracted to that person, why would you choose that person even?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just be single.
That's the thing. Like, certain people's personalities could come off as flirty, but they're not flirty. Like, I'm nice, but I'm not like, I don't like flirt with other people and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But if you take it that way and you tell me, I'll be like, oh, okay. But at the same time, it's like, I wasn't trying to be. Right. This person is clearly trying to be flirty, and they know that they're flirty. Know. You're foul. Like, that's just...
And if it's her personality, is she flirting with these women too? Because if you're gonna, that's your personality. Be consistent. I want to be flirted with too. He's gonna get flirted with. Like,
everyone's getting a little, you know.
Right. We all need a little love.
Everyone's getting that. Like, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Good.
So that's it for the questions.
You good?
Yes.
All right. On to the business spotlight.
All right. So this week's business spotlight is Cycle Party. We had mentioned them in our introduction to this podcast, but we went for a friend's birthday party and we all had a really good time. Got a workout in. Yeah. And got some drinks in.
Even though you didn't have to. But yeah.
Yes. Didn't have. It's low key like a scam. Like, you don't have to pedal.
But it's fun. Especially when you're with a bunch of people.
And then the green light turns on when you're like actually cycling. So it's kind of like a competition too.
And I think we had super like lit driver.
Yes. That's really who I wanted to shout out. Yeah. Like, shout out to Cycle Party. But the driver's name was Uzi. And he was so fun. Like, he danced to every song. He lets you pick out the music, which in Miami is kind of like, you handing people the iPad? Like, I don't know. But anyway, he lets you pick out the music because he doesn't know what you guys like. But I don't know if we were just picking good music.
Yeah, we were. We was just like passing around like, oh, play this, play that. And
but even before we got on the bike, he was dancing.
He was like warming up. Like, he was off to the side. You saw him with his headphones. Yes. And I was like, oh, that boy getting ready. I was like, I hope he's our driver. Yeah. But yeah, he made it like an even better time. Yeah. We already had a good group of people, but it was just a good experience. Yeah. So shout out to him. And you guys should check them out. We'll tag them and link them below. So that's all I got for this episode. All right, me too. It was a good one.
Yeah, hopefully
you stuck through all the way to the end.
Give us your opinions. It's a lot to chew on. So, yeah.
Yeah, and hit us with any questions. We love the follow-ups.
For sure.
All right, another one in the books.
Bye.
See you.
When I pull up on you, then I might swear, aye. Double off deuce, aye. That you might work, aye. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, aye. Double off deuce, aye. That you might work, aye. That you might work.